Hello, everyone. Greetings from Dubai and a very, very warm and hearty welcome to all those who are connected to this panel discussion. My colleague and I are extremely thankful to CAQ for having invited us to participate in this panel discussion. My name is Sunil Sinha. I am the Vice Chair of Quality in Planet Earth Concerns think tank of International Academy for Quality, IAQ. For the benefit of audience here, IAQ is a not-for-profit, non-governmental organization, which is an assembly of probably the most respected quality professionals from across the globe. Coming to my professional experience in my 4 decades of executive life, apart from various leadership roles, I used to lead quality and sustainability program in the Tata Group. And many of you may not have heard about Tata Group. It is an Indian conglomerate of over 100 companies present in over 100 countries with a revenue of over $120 billion and a market cap of over $310 billion. And it employs almost 1 million people worldwide across the world. And because of its diverse nature, it is often called salt to software group. So that's the introduction about Tata Group. And with this introduction, let me say that we do not inherit Earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. And this proverb probably couldn't have been truer than it is now. Climate change is not just another topic on the agenda of world leaders. We have just finished COP27, and you have seen how much commitments and discussions have taken place on this. I think it is the inevitable outcome in our daily lives. We are seeing the impact of climate change every day. The impact is no longer about an imaginary disaster or a disaster in a distant future. We see the outcomes on almost a daily basis. Pick up the newspaper. You will see somewhere hottest summer, fiercest monsoon, and so on and so forth. And, if you pick up the global risk report of 2020, you will notice that probably for the first time, the environmental factors like climate action failure, extreme weather, natural disasters, biodiversity loss, man-made environmental disasters, they dominate 8 out of 10 risks by likelihood and by impact. So I think we can safely conclude that climate change is real. It is knocking at our doors, and our sustainability response to this threat is absolutely urgent here and now. I think I'll stop, and with these words, let me invite my wonderful colleague who is there on the screen from Toronto to introduce herself and share her opening remarks. Welcome, Somayeh Rokhgireh.
Thank you very much, Sunil, for the great opening. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. My name is Somayeh Rokhgireh. I'm the CEO and co-founder of the sustainable consulting company based in Canada. As a sustainability specialist, Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, and an architect, I design for sustainability and teach the Lean Six Sigma and sustainability courses to higher education audiences at the corporate levels and lecture at the universities. Following to the great remarks shared by Sunil, what we observe in today's business context with the ever-growing global pressing challenges and risks associated with climate change, health crisis, increasing public awareness, and investors' pressure, and the ongoing changes in rules and regulations, the necessity of adopting sustainability principles and practices as an integral part of the business strategies and processes could not be emphasized more. It's not an option anymore to businesses or a volunteer act. And in this context, quality professionals and the quality management methods and techniques play a key role in helping businesses and their sustainability team in achieving their organization's sustainability goals. Today, Sunil and I will dive deeper on this topic through our discussion panel. Thank you.
Thank you, Somayeh. Thank you so much. What a lovely opening comment. And I'm going to ask a few more questions. Somayeh, you have started your career as architect and a sustainability specialist. And, after doing that, then you pursued an interest in quality management and application of its tools, techniques, philosophies in your project. Uh, if I may ask you, how do you see the connection between the two domains, sustainability domain and the quality management domain?
Thanks, Sunil. That's an excellent question to start with. I assume we all know about the definition of sustainability and sustainable development from the Brundtland Report, so I will not repeat that. The important thing is what sustainability implies or is about in real practice. And answering this question helps us identify the overlaps between the two domains, quality management and sustainability, and the objectives that are being pursued through their projects, these two disciplines. I would define sustainability as considering the impact of our activity and every decision we make, not only on the business profitability and the bottom line, as the conventional business models go this way, but also on the well-being of the people across the value chain and on the environment and biodiversity. Sustainability principles and practices are centered around continuously improving business, environmental, and social performance, not only to minimize its negative impact, but also to position the company as a force for good and support a regenerative economy. Considering the goals we pursue in the sustainability projects, they're categorized in three major areas, and the metrics and KPIs are defined accordingly. The first category is environmental goals, improving resource efficiency, water, energy, raw materials, reducing waste and generation of toxic materials, decreasing emissions, and decarbonization of the system. The second category of goals address the social aspect, maintaining the health and safety of the people across the value chain, suppliers, employees, local community, customers, minimizing health and safety at work, and enhancing employee and increasing customer satisfaction. And last but not least is the economic goal, which is the third category of the goals. According to the Sustainable Development Principles, this is defined based on the shared prosperity and enhanced economic growth for multiple group of stakeholders across the value chain. It indeed includes the investors and shareholders, but not only that category, but also considers other internal and external key stakeholders, such as the employees, suppliers, local community, who are being impacted by the business activity. And achieving these goals lead to tangible and intangible benefits for the business, including saving on operating costs, growing revenue, improving the business bottom line, boosting market share, and enhancing brand reputation in the market. So here we see the commonalities between the objectives that are being pursued in sustainability projects and at some points the ones that we follow in quality improvement and Lean Six Sigma projects like eliminating waste, enhancing resource efficiency, improving customer satisfaction, improving employee morale and productivity, and so on. And there are also common grounds for applying the methods and tools when it comes to the structure and methodologies that we adopt in both groups of projects. So to recap, the links and overlaps between the two disciplines includes in the main concept of being based on continuous improvement, in the objectives as explained earlier, and in the tools and techniques that are being applied.
Wow, that's a very, very powerful statement. And what you have mentioned is that, sustainability is not only impacting one dimension, but it is the holistic, helping the holistic progress of an organization, looking at society, looking at governance, looking at all aspects of the stakeholder. That's very interesting. So you mentioned that the common grounds in the application of methodologies and tools, common ground between quality and sustainability, you said, and considering the approaches you take in sustainable projects, sustainability projects, I'm sorry, how do you adopt and integrate quality management tools with sustainability framework to help your client enhance what you just now mentioned, their environmental, social, and governance, what we call ECG nowadays, very important aspect of a business, the performance, ECG performance. How do you do that? And how important it is not to reinvent the wheel, but adopt something from what is already being used?
Thanks, Sunil. Another great question. So what we generally do through sustainability projects is designing and developing solutions for either improvement of current system performance of processes, products, services, or when it comes to the built environment, enhancing the building performance, or designing for new strategies, products, and services to eliminate waste, emission, and inefficiencies from the system. In both circumstances, we take an integrated, holistic approach to embed sustainability principles and practices into all components of the system, including building design, business strategy, and operational processes. And depending on the project type and its requirements, the team incorporates the Lean Six Sigma DMADV methodologies and quality tools along with the sustainability frameworks to help clients, firstly, measure their current performance and recognize where they're standing today, setting the sustainability goals and developing the related KPIs. An essential tool to be used during the primary phases of the sustainability project is stakeholder identification and VOC collection and prioritization. In a sustainability project, we need to consider all groups of stakeholders that are being impacted by the business activity, even including the environment, biodiversity, suppliers, local community, etc., whose voices should be heard and addressed in line with the Sustainable Development Principles and UN Sustainable Development Goals, UN SDGs.
Yes.
Then moving forward, using the data analysis, root cause analysis, materiality assessment, life cycle assessment, and risk management tools, the team can identify the causes of inefficiencies and unsustainable practices within the processes. Where are the highest impact areas of business activity on the ecology and people? what are the issues that are material to the business. Identifying the areas of business impact, inefficiencies, risks, and opportunities helps the team develop data-driven solutions to minimize business footprint, eliminate waste, and proactively manage the risks and turning them into financial and reputational business opportunities. An important fact is that there is no one-size-fits-all solution. Throughout all the steps of the project, we let the data do the talking for us to do the walking. Otherwise, the outcome might be vice versa to the project goals and business sustainability objectives. And while implementing these solutions, various controlling and monitoring dashboards are available to help the team track the progress, especially the tools to track the environmental progress. With this being said, by using the quality management tools, we can also design and develop customized dashboard and controlling templates based on the organization's unique requirement. So this was just walking through a sample project, sustainability project, and how we use the quality management and Lean Six Sigma methodologies and tools to work on a sustainability project.
That's lovely. That's wonderful. Yeah.
Okay, so Sunil, you have worked for a very large industrial conglomerate. Considering that, what is your experience in bringing quality and sustainability at the heart of the business?
Thank you, Somayeh. I was hoping this situation will not come because you were so lucidly talking about sustainability. I thought my turn will never come to talk. I was hoping that it will never come to talk. But it's a very interesting question. And as you know, I am a lifer in the Tata Group. And so let me go back in the history a little bit. The Tata Group was founded about over 150 years ago. And its founder had then, 150 years ago, said, and I want to quote it here, and he had said that in a free enterprise, the community is not just another stakeholder in the business, but in fact, it is the very purpose of its existence. And that is the ethos with which the Tata Group is running for the last 150 years. The founder didn't just say this, but he or his sons, they institutionalized this commitment towards society by pledging their entire wealth to charitable trusts, which today own 2/3 of the equity in Tata Sons, which is the main promoter investment company of the group. And therefore, today 66% of the holding company is owned by charitable trusts committed to doing good. And that has led to path-breaking business ventures that built industries for the nation while pioneering several employee welfare schemes. Now, cut to 1990s. You know, that was 150 years back. Cut to 1990s. You know that India opened up its economy. And with the advent of globalization, Tata Group institutionalized approaches for organizational excellence by adopting the Tata Business Excellence Model, TBEM. And TBEM was or is fashioned on Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award of United States of America. And we are on this journey for last over 25 years. TBM has helped in establishing a common language for excellence, not just in the areas of finance, financial and business performances, but also in the areas of corporate governance, in the areas of business ethics, in the areas of social performance, and in the areas of environmental performance. So, business excellence model helped all Tata companies to institutionalize focus on all stakeholders, which contributed to sustained long-term value creation by by establishing in a way a virtuous cycle for assessment and improvement. Now, this was 1990. In early 2000, we wanted to institutionalize the process of sustainability. And Tata Group realized that we don't want to reinvent the wheel, and therefore they uh, used Quality Group as the mothership to host sustainability, to take this sustainability program along with quality journey. And the whole idea was, do not reinvent the wheel. Learn from what you have done and apply it here. And as I said, it created a virtuous cycle of assessment and improvement. So without reinventing the wheel, the Quality Group developed a framework for assessing carbon footprint, water footprint, and used existing continuous improvement tools, various tools, Six Sigma tools, continuous improvement tools, and other methodologies to improve water and energy consumption. And I think good governance, board oversight is extremely crucial for quality and sustainability to thrive. Without leadership drive, these things cannot survive in the organization. And hence, I would like to say that sustainability is quite central to the strategy of Tata's, which reflects in a way our business models are providing greater thrust on renewables and circular economy. And as a group, we are very conscious of our carbon footprint, water footprint, energy footprint, solid waste, and most importantly, the biodiversity of our region. So, I'm coming from, very organizational, large organizational perspective, and we felt that there was a huge amount of learning from quality to sustainability. I hope I have been able to
Yeah, wow,
answer.
that is really amazing to learn about the history of Tata Group and the vision and mission of this company and the visionary founder of this company 150 years ago related to sustainability principles and initiatives. This is really wonderful and very interesting to know about. So, Sunil, you talked about the circular economy and biodiversity. Would you like to share some examples, projects for sustainable development using these concepts?
Sure, I will do that. And I would like to pick up one example which will probably resonate with our friends in China, because this is about Jaguar Land Rover Company. And Jaguar Land Rover Company has a huge presence in China. We manufacture Jaguar Land Rover vehicles in China. And so this is a very good example of closed loop circular economy, which was demonstrated by JLR recently. And as you know, Jaguar Land Rover is a company where many models of Jaguar are made of aluminum body, you know. This is a unique thing. Jaguar cars are made of aluminum body. So this company embarked on a project called Project Reality, and this aims at to recover aluminium from the used Jaguar cars, used Land Rover cars, and reform the recovered aluminium to a new high grade aluminium to make new vehicles. And that's a huge, uh, you know, uh, I would say, success in circular economy. And Jaguar Land Rover has already reduced its, let me say it correctly because it's complex, its global vehicle manufacturing operating CO2 by 46%. And that's a huge change per vehicle, 46% per vehicle. And in the last 6 years, around uh, 300,000 tons of closed loop scrap, which is equivalent to 1.5 years of new aluminium requirement, have been processed, recovered and processed to high grade aluminium in the system. So that is something, this kind of projects are taken in various startup companies, and the circular economy is something which has become the uh, center of the company's strategy. You talked about biodiversity, and allow me to share one example of biodiversity. The first one was a very technical example, and this one is very emotional example. And this example is a story of whale sharks in the western part of India. And about 15 years back, we realized that there is a sudden surge in the hunting of whale sharks, and it was uh, so intense, so big, that it was like pushing this species, whale shark, towards extinction. Extinction. So something had to be done. And despite being granted the highest legal protection, saving the whale shark, that needed a massive attitudinal change, because a lot of people used to, their livelihood depended on killing whale shark, and that's how they used to live. So our chemical company, which is known as Tata Chemicals, is a international company, partnered with Wildlife Trust of India, the Gujarat State Forest Department, and some international fund for animal welfare, to launch a Save the Whale Shark campaign. Now, here is the interesting thing. Working with a much revered spiritual leader, uh, the Tata Chemicals positioned the whale shark as Wahali. Wahali. Wahali means a dear one, a special one. And comparing its return to the western coast to breed to that of the return of beloved daughter to mother's home. And there was a lot of you know stories and training, education of people. And this invoked a very strong response from the people, ultimately almost eradicating, poaching of shark, whale shark. And as well as in the last few years, they have rescued and released around 800 whale sharks into the water. They caught, released into the water. So now the whale sharks, the biodiversity is is maintained and whale shark is safe on the western coast of Gujarat. And I thought I'll share that with you.
Thank you, Sonia. Very interesting questions and very interesting to know about these two examples. Um, in your opening remarks, you talked about the IAQ, International Academy for Quality. A few years back, Quality Planet Earth Concerned think tank launched a global quality sustainability effort. Would you like to throw some lights on it?
Of course, this is very important, and especially when we are talking at the platform of CAQ. I would be very happy to share that 3 years back we introduced the IAQ Global Quality Sustainability Award. That was in 2022. And the objective is to promote sustainable development. And you know better than others. We said sustainable development is what is meeting the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. And the purpose of IAQ Quality Sustainability Award, which is a very unique in the world, is to identify and share good examples of how quality management principles have been used to develop more sustainable solutions. Exactly what you said. You have said you teach these things and you use it in the project, and we invite such projects to share how they have done it, and also identify how quality management principles can help in developing new sustainable products, innovation. How do you innovate? How do you innovate to create new sustainable products by using quality methodologies? And in the last 2 3 years, we have got some very, very interesting projects from different parts of the world, and we feel that by sharing such good examples and success stories, the skill to create more result focused sustainability work will increase. And another purpose is, you know, not many people used to see the convergence of quality and sustainability. And we feel that this will also help in creating a public database of good examples, linking quality management to sustainability for future research, for learning, for benchmarking, for sharing, etc., etc. And I also want to hear my sharing will not be complete unless I say a big thank you to CAQ for their support in Quality Sustainability Award by becoming the one of the first partners of IAQ, and we get some very interesting and inspiring projects from China for which shows the convergence of quality and sustainability. So so that's the purpose. From this platform, I would like to urge all those who are connected that please share your examples. Go to IAQ website. You will find IAQ's Quality Sustainability Award. Share your, uh, 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 you know, what you have done, your work on quality sustainability, and we'll be very happy to consider it in the Quality Sustainability Award. I think I think I have to come back to you, Somaya, because you have been quiet for a very long time and I have been speaking. And if I may ask the last question, and probably after that, I'll request you to uh, give your concluding remarks. Um, and I'm asking because it's very interesting, intriguing that people with your background of being an academician, architect, and being so passionate about bringing quality and sustainability. So you as academician, you have been teaching sustainability and LSS courses to the corporate teams also, and audiences of higher education about the role of it. So about quality sustainability. So, what, in your view, is the role of education training in bridging the knowledge and performance gap in supporting the business sustainability practices and global sustainability development goals? This is uh, something I thought we all should learn from you. So, over to you.
Thank you, Sunil. To answer to your question, I would say that education and training programs help organizations build capacity around sustainability and quality management. First, by sharing value with the team, establishing a continuous improvement culture, transforming attitudes, and getting buy-in and support in favor of corporate sustainability and process excellence. And secondly, it helps the team and quality professionals who would like to support business sustainability initiatives to understand the sustainability and quality foundation, principles, and frameworks. What are the environmental and social metrics to be measured and improved through a project? How to assess the risk and issues material to the business? How to implement the principles, develop solutions to mitigate business environmental and social negative impact? How to improve its environmental, social, governance, ESG performance, and support the corporate responsibility initiatives and the other objectives, sustainability objectives. So, in brief, I would say that education and training support companies' efforts in not only doing good and be a force for good, but also to do well when it comes about bottom line and profitability. So,
Absolutely.
thank you. So this has been a very interesting conversation and discussion, and it's going to continue for hours and hours. But as we are getting close to our time limit, I would like to conclude and recap our discussion through the following takeaway messages. The first takeaway message is considering the global pressing challenges and the risks associated with climate change, increasing public awareness, investors' pressure, and ongoing changes in rules and regulations. Embedding sustainability practices within the core of business and integrating practices through all components of their systems becomes a necessity to ensure business continuity and resiliency. The second takeaway message, quality management and sustainability domains share the common grounds in the philosophy, objectives, and application of the tools. And last but not least, by incorporating quality management tools and techniques with the sustainability frameworks, businesses can measure their performance, identify the causes of inefficiencies and unsustainable practices, and develop data-driven solutions to improve their environmental, social, and governance performance. So, Sunil, the forum is yours for the final words before concluding this discussion panel.
No, this is lovely. I think it is wonderful to have this conversation with you. We worked together, but we didn't get a chance to share so many ideas, thoughts, insights about quality and sustainability. And we are once again extremely thankful to CAQ for having invited us to um, talk about such an important subject, which is kind of burning subject in the world. And we wish you all the best for your conference, and we hope you have wonderful conversations, learning, sharing, and then adopting in your practices. So we wish you all the best from both of us. Thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you to the CAQ conference team for their excellent work. Sunil and I would welcome your comments, questions, and feedback via the contact information shared on this slide.